All right. So let's move on now to another portrait of life in America and the people who live here and what they're thankful for. This is an article from the Daily Beast this week by Will Sommer, friend of the show, that is honestly so in tune with the Chapo mindset and worldview that we have to do it. Like, I read this piece and it was just like every paragraph was just like placing a delicious caramel in my mouth and just sort of just sucking and having it melt into my teeth and gums. I'm talking, of course, about Trump fans sink savings into Iraqi Dinar scam.
Yes.
What have we been telling you?
Yes.
Everything we say on this show is true.
Yep.
And it keeps being confirmed over and over again.
Yep.
When are you people gonna learn? When are people going to learn that you should be listening to us?
Yeah.
And everything we say is truth, and we make it happen.
We can predict you into the cornfield, so don't fuck with us.
The president's...
I'm just a simple 17-year-old Twitch streamer. I need this show to become popular so I can buy PCs for all my friends, and we can defeat FaZe. Please listen to my show. I'm just a boy.
The president's true believers are convinced he's going to make them millionaires with Iraqi currency.
Sounds about right.
Yep. Mm-hmm. That's the dinar. That's the currency of Iraq.
Yes. All right, you got my attention.
Okay. It begins. Trump supporter Hayes Katseos.
What? Fuck off.
Fuck you.
No.
Hayes Katseos. Whatever. Runs a North Carolina pool maintenance company. What have we been saying?
You.
Literally.
Small business tyrant moron.
This is an algorithm.
All of our most bigoted and hysterical projections and imaginations of what the average Trump supporter is like, their stupid names and the dumb businesses that they own and work for
It's
are all true.
It's all real, folks.
And what do we keep saying? That they are ignorant hogs who are the most gullible people alive?
Yes.
Guess what? That's also true.
My name is Roland Cracker Schmear. I put refinish on Billy Big Mouth Bass.
And these people think that the fact that they run a pool supply company infers upon them the status of some sort of heroic job creator and business wizard. Meanwhile, they're buying fun bucks. They're buying like old camel cash, thinking that it's going to turn into real money.
Now, I have a special type of currency that only activates when the monster mash occurs. I stand to make a handsome profit. I will donate up to all of it to Donald Trump's re-election.
This is... And again, keep in mind that keep this in mind whenever you're scolded about like looking down on these people or being mean to them. Okay?
No, yeah, all these people like make at least as much as podcasters, and they live in horrible little suburban hamlets where it costs nothing to live. They're just fucking assholes to everyone they meet. They just completely tyrannize every
they're miserable
they meet. Their names are idiotic. They're all of their names are Amon Orange Grove. They just sound like fucking idiots. They sound like names that James Bond checks into hotels under, but with a food item added randomly in there. They're just fucking awful leeches on this planet.
They're just disgusting Middle European genetic runoff that just for the last 150 years has just rolled down the hill of American manifest destiny, accumulating unearned privilege and wealth. Meanwhile, the entire time just thinking that they are the fucking masters of the universe. They're fucking Ayn Rand heroes.
Yeah, and these are like, for anyone who thinks these are like downtrodden Rust Belt, laid off workers. No, those people just don't fucking vote. For the millionth time. They just like mostly don't vote. And it's just a fucking billion of these assholes who just after decades of pilfer are like, I've said, since I was 13 years old, I wanted to see a Billy Joel concert. Like that's their big ambition.
So let's get into this and the latest get rich quick scheme. So she owns a pool maintenance company, but she's got a side bet that she thinks might make her fabulously wealthy. The Iraqi dinar.
Hell yeah.
Tell me
more. The
more.
currency is nearly worthless outside of Iraq. But Katseos bought millions of dinars in April after watching a video of President Trump at a 2017 press conference. In the clip, Trump says with characteristic vagueness that all currencies will soon be on a level playing field. In reality...
That's amazing. Can we just isolate the Trump thing?
Currency devaluations. I've been complaining about that for a long time. And I believe that we will all eventually, and probably very much sooner than a lot of people understand or think, we will be all at a level playing field, because that's the only way it's fair. That's the only way that you can fairly compete in trade and other things.
That's literally, then you would just have a one world currency.
Yes.
That's the dumbest shit I've ever heard.
There would be one currency. Why you wouldn't have other currencies? There would be no exchange rates.
We have a new idea. It's called the Amero. I invented it. We love it.
In reality, Trump was talking about trade imbalances with China. But like other Trump supporters who have fallen into the Dinar investment scam, which has existed since at least 2012, Katseos interpreted Trump's rambling statement as proof that the Iraqi dinar would soon be worth as much or even more than the dollar.
This is literally what a child thinks.
Making anyone who had been smart enough to buy in an early millionaire. I love my president, and I was like, oh my God, Katseos told the Daily Beast. The purchase, Katseos said, cost her and her husband somewhere between $5,000 and $10,000, counting the cut.
Let's go.
Counting the cut to the company that sold them the dinars. Two of her adult children have bought millions more dinars too. Two of her
her large dinar sons.
Yeah, my two sons who just look like me but blown up, just sort of like in like Thanksgiving parade floats of me and my husband, who just sort of like waddle around floating almost exactly like a balloon, like a balloon with a bipedal balloon. They have also. This is so bird-brained.
And it's astounding.
Like Trump's thing was just, it was syphilitic rambling, where what he means to say is like, soon everyone's going to be fair to us.
Yeah.
But this, like, they literally think Donald Trump he's like, I've made a deal with literally every country. $1 will equal €1, will equal $1, will equal, and they're like, all right, we just have to find the cheapest currency.
Yeah.
Why would there even need to be currency exchange then?
Yeah.
If it was just 111.
It gets better. Like other investors in the incredibly long shot dinar scheme, Katseos hopes that Trump and the Iraqi government will somehow revalue or RV the currency.
Oh, well, see, there's a short thing, so that means it's smart and it's real because they have a little term
boosting
for it.
Its current value of less than 0.001% of a dollar to $3 or $4.
Sure, of course. The country that is literally on fire all the time.
Dinar promoters have claimed that near mythical event will occur for nearly a decade. But if it does, it would theoretically make a millionaire of anyone with the foresight to just put a few $1,000s into dinars. If it happens, it'll be awesome, and there'll be a huge party at my house, Katseos said.
I would love to go to that party. I'm sure that party would kick ass.
This is like believing the Mahdi is Larry Kudlow.
Yeah, 500 years ago, these people would have been like, well, I guess like I'm either going to, like most likely I'm going to die, but I am going to sail to this place no one's ever been. I'm going to have to murder everyone on this continent to get the most gold ever.
Yeah.
But now it's just like they would if you just like not even got a short person, you just like stood on your knees in a green jacket. We're like, I'm the Lucky Charms leprechaun. You could take these people for anything.
Follow me to my pot of gold.
Well, this is I have been praying for something like this. Thank you, sir, Mr. Leprechaun.
While it's difficult to measure how many Americans have invested in the dinar, court papers related to dinar scams often mention millions of dollars worth of dinar purchases. Dinar holders regularly tweet at Trump and various Iraqi government Twitter accounts demanding to know when they'll finally enact the RV that will let the money flow in.
That'll do it.
And there will, of course, embeds examples of some of these tweets. This is Betty J. Harris, who's adding real Donald Trump. Mr. President, I know you're a businessman above all else. You can balance the American budget and save an American generation if you will only stabilize the Iraqi dinar.
What the fuck is his problem? Why isn't he doing it?
Why doesn't he do this?
Asshole.
What a fucking... I mean, seriously.
What if Trump loses re-election because it's just by the margin of people who got taken by the dinar scam? It's just all people are like, well, President Trump could have done the RV, but now we can't send all our kids to Liberty. No, thank you to
I'm
you,
not
sir.
even voting.
I'm voting for Kamala Harris.
I'm gonna drown myself in my swimming pool full of discontinued Greek drachmas.
We were gonna have the greatest party ever. We're gonna have one fountain It was a Baja Blast fountain. Then if you were a drinking fella, next fountain, that's a Molson fountain. Then the other fountain, if you were a dipping fella, yeah, that's right. It's a Skull fountain. And then we were going to have live Jimmy Page and Jimmy Buffett. We were going to call it the Two Jimmy Party. And if one of them died in that time, we were going to send my one nephew to one of his concerts to FaceTime it. And I was going to record it by setting up a camcorder in front of my other telephone. This was going to be the finest party you have ever seen in South Carolina history. And now, like all plans of mice and men, it is a pile of ashes in my mouth, Mr. President. I will be voting for your opponent, Kirsten Gillibrand and Michael Avenatti, sir.
My horrible twin sons were gonna come out in that connected overalls from the Gong Show, playing a giant harmonica.
My two strongest nephews were going to perform the fusion dance from Dragon Ball Z and create the ultimate nephew, the biggest nephew the world had ever seen. We were going to send nephew Alpha Bravo to the border to secure the border tactically. Now we cannot. There is a gentleman who sold me the fusion beans from Dragon Ball Z. Now we can't afford them because you have refused to perform a business scenario on the Iraqi dinar, sir. I hope you have enjoyed winning then promptly losing my vote. My nephews remain separated and not nearly big enough to prevent the immigrant caravan from entering our union, sir. I have no choice but to vote for Antifa thug Howard Schultz. Thank you and good day, Donald Trump.
This one, it gets better.
Fuck.
Trump supporters like Kotseas have also been drawn in by videos showing the prophecy of Kim Clement, a South African prophet whose fans believe predicted Trump's election.
Oh,
before his death in 2016, Clement also often mentioned a dinar revaluation. It was like, okay, well, God said the Iraqi dinar is going to revalue, Kotseas told the Daily Beast.
See, now I'm starting to be convinced.
God.
Guys, you want to pool some money here? The Afrikaner Edgar Casey says that this is going to happen.
I love that, like, these people who think like they're the savviest people in the world. These are all the people who like are replying to Ocasio-Cortez. Why don't you get a damn job?
Learn some economics, girl.
They're like, all right, so there was a South African fella. I know what you're thinking. He was white. And he was actually one of the only remaining prophets. He's dead now. But he told me to put all my retirement funds into the Iraqi dinar.
In a dream that Trump was going to appoint Charles Entertainment Cheese to the Federal Reserve, and all of my tickets I have gotten over my life will be redeemable for legal tender.
Mr. Donald Trump has been speaking to his council of business elders, the Burger King, Menard from Menards.
Colonel Sanders. Grimace.
Okay.
He's put aside his feud with Grimace, showing that he is presidential.
Listen to this. The investors who call themselves the investors who call themselves Dinarians gather on forums with names like Dinar Detective to dissect every news item for what, if anything, could mean for their dinar. On another site, Dinar Vets, would-be posters have to verify or dinarify themselves by posting a picture of their dinars to prove that they are really committed to the cause.
Show me the dinars!
Other fans post dinar unboxing videos on YouTube, filming themselves as they open envelopes filled with the dinars they hope will make them wealthy. On Facebook, some dinar groups are devoted to praying for the dinar reevaluation to come sooner.
Oh my God.
Again, I need to underscore, these are the exact same people who are just like, angrily reply to people being like, every school in America needs to learn the Constitution and markets and what American values stand for. These are the people who genuinely think that like they're the only people who understand economics, history, business, religion, and are constantly lecturing other people on how like they're too stupid and uneducated to know why Trump is a great president.
Now, Miss Ocasio-Cortez, you are one handsome lady, but let me explain something to you. It's called supply and demand. Now, supply and demand, they're my nephews. And they're both very big. They're sitting on a seesaw. So that means that when supply goes up, demand goes down. And supply, okay, he's prayers. And demand, that's dinars. So when the prayers go up, the dinar goes down in relation to its previous value, which means it goes up because it's an inverted axis. It's a seesaw. This is in currency trading. This is called a seesaw, you dumb bitch.
I mean, you need to know two things. First of all, the government cannot create jobs. Secondly, the president has a button on his desk that says "Make the Iraqi economy good," that he can press at any time.
Now let me tell you about simple market economics. The president every 10 years can do a thing where all the currencies equal the same thing. I have bet my entire future on this.
Everyone on the forum, Dinar Detective, in addition to posting Dinar unboxing videos, has at least one time replied to someone or lectured them in a condescending manner that America's a republic, not a democracy.
And I don't think that there should be, we need to have some sort of test for people.
Yeah, exactly.
Of economics.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, the most devoted dinar investors tend to become obsessed with the minute details of Iraqi politics, convincing themselves that a new director of the Iraqi central bank or a particular infrastructure program in Nineveh is all that stands between them and millions of dollars.
Oh my God, dude! This is the year. This is the year that people are gonna come with they're like, I'm finally gonna confront the white supremacy of my uncle. But instead of talking about Trump the entire time, he's like, honestly, Nuri al-Maliki had his problems, but he would have stabilized the dinar. Ooh, I hate what's going on in Kurdistan right now. He's just obsessive about Iraqi municipal politics.
I love the idea of one of these suburban dipshits, some guy, like Horst belt buckle, gets so into this that he ends up accidentally joining the Mahdi army. He's like, al-Sadr, I mean, he is the way and the light.
That's the next Selena Zeta article. Interviewing the forgotten al-Sadr supporters. He's not always politically correct, but that's what I like about him.
You would not expect to see a meeting of the Badr Brigade at a suburban Chili's.
Katseos herself is...
We are living in the future we've always dreamed of.
Dude, yeah. No, I mean, how many times on this show have we expressed, or Felix in particular expressed, a sort of bizarre, ironic interest in the minute details of former Ba'ath Party members and Iraqi politicians, or Syrians for that matter.
I don't know why we are able to do this, but we are. And why aren't we making the world better?
Why aren't we making more money? Why aren't we making more money? That's my question.
For one thing, why aren't we fucking rooking these absolute bozos?
I want to get to the end of that. Just a few more things. Katseos herself has dived headfirst into the Dinar internet, tweeting regularly about her RV theories. She's also invested in the Vietnamese dong, a dinar rival that's worth even less, and has strong feelings about various Iraqi politicians. With what's going on in Iraq right now, everything's so hopeful, Katseos said. She also spends a portion of each day in a Dinar chat room where Dinar holders try to convince one another that their investment will eventually pay off. Instead, she tries to promote the hopium, Dinar's world slang for optimism about the currency. Some people get a little negative, said Katseos, who also tweets about the pro-Trump QAnon conspiracy theory.
I'm stunned. I can't believe that.
No way, dude.
But she's convinced she'll be able to resell her dinar and at least recover a majority of her investment. Those prospects are actually somewhat unclear. Many resellers will only buy back a portion of the dinars they sell, and they tend to sell them at already inflated prices. That's shocking. But for now, Katseos isn't selling. She said she has seen ads offering to buy back dinar, but she ignores them. You're not getting my dinar, Katseos said.
From my cold dead hand.
So, yeah, Matt brings up
I want to say one thing before we get to this, how we need to scam these people. Yeah. I don't know that much about currency shit, but there's so many layers of idiocy here that it's kind of breathtaking. One, the idea that Trump can unilaterally change the fiscal situation in a country that's as really as dysfunctional as Iraq in any way, and like at a basic level, like say something happened, like some economic miracle happened in Iraq where they had political stability and like the oil prices went back up and they have this huge surplus, and it makes them able, it puts them in a position to revalue their currency. All the old currency that has like 500,000 zeros on it, that's not just going to be, that now means what it says. They would exchange, they would say we'd have a new currency with a different with it's pegged to a different value, and we will buy the old currency back for a limited time at the rate it was worth then. That there's no way, even if they did this, even if they fucking revalued their currency, these old dinars would never be worth what they say on the fucking thing. That's not how they do it ever.
We remember a while ago. What was it like? I think it was Zimbabwe, where like their currency, where like their people were literally taking wheelbarrows of like cash to pay for like a stick of gum or whatever. Dude, we need to start buying that shit right now because that can only go up.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Brazil, I think in the last 30 years, Brazil went through something like 4 or 5 currencies. They didn't revalue the same currency 5 times. They introduced a new currency.
I mean, but like, why would you make a new dinar? Doesn't make sense.
You got all those old ones printed up.
Okay. But
by the way, I do like the idea of them like all flying to Baghdad to exchange them.
Oh my God.
That'd be a fun field trip.
That would be final Werner Herzog movie. The Flight of the Dinars. That would be just splendid.
But no, Matt, the point you bring up is the correct one in terms of praxis, and I think hope for like a future socialist government is that I think we should all be coming up with ways to fleece these pigeons.
Yes. Absolutely.
All the day, every day. And here's the thing. These are the same group of people who think taxation is theft and that like any amount of their paycheck that goes to like the government or other people is stealing from them, and they will try as hard as possible to keep their taxes as low and to avoid paying as much taxes as possible. Yet we'll turn around without batting an eye and waste $10,000 buying literally worthless currency from Iraq that they keep in like a special box that they're just like, that's going to be my millionaire box. As soon as Trump pushes the RV button, so I think like a future socialist government needs to come up with a secondary taxation scheme that it's not called taxation, but essentially the government through cutouts will pitch prophecy-backed investment portfolios to these hogs. There will be a secondary tax on them because, let's be honest, these people have too much money and we need to get it back for the state.
The government does have a program like that, and it's the lottery. But we
need more of it.
We need it specifically directed to these people because these people are less likely to play the lottery than poorer people.
Exactly.
Well, and also, like, there's a system for winning the lottery. We've all heard of prospectors scratch-off winning system.
And the other thing is not only direct it towards these people, and the best part is because sometimes you have to pay out in the lottery. You never have to pay out.
Exactly.
These groups will just spend their whole life if it's backed and sanctified by their cultural worship figures like Trump. They will hold on to it forever. And
like I think the key detail in here is the South African prophet. Because if this had been an American prophet, I don't think it would have gone over as well.
Yeah.
I think like because the fact that it's vaguely foreign and that he supposedly predicted the election of Trump and is now dead sort of sanctifies it. And also that he's a white Afrikaner. That's also like, they're the most oppressed people in the world right now.
It's true.
We need to save them. We need to allow them to immigrate to America. We all know that. But it needs to be sanctified by prophecy. You need to get some Elmer Gantry figure to like underwrite all of this and give him a cut of this. But this will be like a new tier to the American tax system that will essentially be voluntary but also mandatory.
Yes.
Like we'll have to figure out ways to like make sure that all of these people buy property in Antarctica or like they're investing in the Lost City of Z. That's a good one. The Lost City of Z.
That would be great.
Yeah, like a giant golden city in the Amazon that's still waiting to be found. And when Bolsonaro finally cuts down all the rainforest, they're going to find the golden Lost City of Z finally. And if you would only buy some worthless currency now.
Yeah. Or a deed or something.
Yeah, you can buy these deeds now and you can trade them in for astronomically more what you invested in it when we find the golden Lost City of Z.
The more you invest, the more you'll make.
That's the ticket. Is like they have to line up with their stupid vision of the world. Like Venezuelan stocks. They're only going to go up once we get the Chavista government out of there. Just fake Venezuelan stock certificates.
Yeah, we're going to build.
Oh my God,
we're going to build a Six Flags in Kabul.
Yeah.
You can be on the ground floor of that. You can even pick out which rides we put in.
Here you go. Mohammed bin Salman is such a bold reformer. He's just taking the Islam out of Mecca. We're going to turn it into a Six Flags, but you can have real estate there now.
Yeah.
This is so easy.
Do you want to own an Olive Garden next to the Kaaba? Do you want to own an Olive Garden in the Kaaba?
Yeah.